निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Verse number 80. तस्मादाभासपुरुषः सकूटस्थो विविच्यतं कूटस्थोऽस्मीति विज्ञातुम् अर्हतीत्यभ्यधात् श्रुतिः. So after introducing Brihadaranyaka Upanishad mantra 4.4.12, Vidyaranya gives a brief commentary on mantra, especially focusing on the first line, Atmanam Chit Vijaniyat Ayamasmi iti Purushah. So he is going to explain word Purusha, Vijaniyat, Ayam. All these words he is explaining between verse 3 to verse 28. So it's a brief commentary on the part of the mantra. And we analyzed the word Purusha. Purusha means a jiva. Jiva means basically who is telling aham. So there is aham vritti. And he is conscious. And therefore there is consciousness also. So aham vritti is anatma. And consciousness is from Atma. So it's a mixture actually. Atma and Atma mixture. And which is not there. Which is experientially there. Because when you say aham, so you will find both the things. The very vritti, aham vritti is there, therefore word aham is there. I mean, he uses the word I. And consciousness also is there, and therefore experientially it is there. Please understand. So ahankara, is experientially there. What is experientially there but on analysis which is not there is mithya. That's how ahankara is mithya. And the ahankara's property is this pramatritva. So this Purusha basically is none other than this ahankara. And you say, but ahankara is conscious. Yeah, so we say it little differently. Taking up one model, we say. Like, aham vritti arises. As aham vritti arises, consciousness manifests, gets reflected in that. So, aham vritti plus chidabhasa is ahankara. And therefore, this I is a mixture of both. As I explained you in the last class, is basically we call it as a granthi. Or you can call adhyasa. Because Atma and Atma has to as though combined. So there is a superimposition of Anatma upon Atma. And Atma is not superimposed upon Anatma. We should never say this kind of thing. Because what is superimposed is mithya. So we should use Atma is taken as just aham vritti, ahankara. Atma is taken as anatma, antakarana. So anatma is superimposed upon Atma. So aham vritti is superimposed upon Atma. And Atma is taken as just aham vritti. That is what the mixture is. That's called ahankara. And therefore, and that is experiential, directly experienced ahankara. And that has the quality of being a pramata. So, basically, Purusha means this jiva or ahankara. Or chidabhasa, you can say as such. And definitely, it has a basis. Very ahankara has a basis. So, chidabhasa has a basis or ahankara has a basis in kutastha. Both. There is nothing which is separate from Atma. And so, where the whole antakarana itself is non-separate from Atma. And therefore, aham vritti is non-separate from Atma. Therefore, you say aham vritti and the Chidabhasa both are non-separate from Atma, that is fine. So, Chit Chidabhasa mixture is this Purusha. Anyway, and this mixture knows, the mixture should know this Atma, Kutastha. That's what we said. And then he said, well, no, we can't say that, because knowing capacity is only in this Ahankara only. That is Pramata, you are saying. So, Kutastha being Nirvikara has no knowing capacity, and therefore it cannot participate in knowing process. And therefore, you should not say mixture knows. You should say, well, this Ahankara or Chidabhasa knows. That is a Pramata, that only knows. Then, well, if we are telling him, just analyze. Do you think that this Chidabhasa can tell I am Kutastha? You are saying the mixture will not tell. Kutastha will not tell. Because Kutastha is Nirvikara, cannot take part in a knowing process. The very process is a Vikara. And therefore, basically, who says this? Do you think Chidabhasa says I am Kutastha? Aham Brahman? Who says? Mere Chidabhasa cannot say. Because Chidabhasa can say I am Chidabhasa. I have a basis in Kutastha. But I am Kutastha cannot be told by Chidabhasa. Kutastha also cannot say. That's how we say mixture. And then how mixture can say? Well, because basically the reality of the Chidabhasa is the Kutastha. So Kutastha assuming a coat of, wearing a coat of, basically, this Chidabhasa, Ahankara, can definitely say, being a Pramata, can say. So that I am a Kutastha. Because basically Chidabhasa is non-separate from the Kutastha. Kutastha is the reality of this Chidabhasa or Ahankara. And therefore, definitely Chidabhasa, Ahankara or Pramata can definitely say, well, I am Kutastha, because it is non-separate from the Kutastha. The very reality of the whole Ahankara or Pramata is consciousness. There is no other entity called Pramata. And Pramata derives something from other source. Consciousness, it derives from some other source. Or Kutastha. No. And therefore, being non-separate means this. Like the wave is non-separate from the water. And therefore, reality of the whole wave is water. You may experience a wave, that is a different thing. But what you experience should have a reality. That's not the criteria. When we enter into Vedanta, what we experience is mithya, that's the first statement. What we experience, I mean an object of experience, is all mithya. The very experience is mithya. And therefore, and we have to tell that, because there will not be, no one will pay an attention to the experiencer, or no one will pay an attention to the truth of the whole experience. The truth of the whole experience is this consciousness. Where is other than, if conscious, where is the whole experience? Where are the factors of experience, experiencer, object of experience, and the very experience process? All is non-separate from the consciousness. And therefore, the reality of the whole experience is Atma. That's how Atma is called Anubhutihi. Anubhuti Prakasha. So, Anubhutihi. Anubhutihi means the very truth of the whole Anubhava. That's called Anubhutihi. And therefore, there is, I mean, we are talking about right this, but any one thing you take in the creation, we are going to say the truth of that thing. Either you talk about a Milky Way, or you talk about a virus. You talk about anything. The truth of any name and form is this Kutastha or Brahman. And therefore here, well, definitely, Chidabhasa, well, definitely, or Ahankara or Pramata, has a basis in this Kutastha only. Kutastha is the reality, essence of that thing. You may experience as yourself as a Pramata, but that more than an experience, Pramata has no reality. There is nothing called Pramata. What is experience, you take it as a reality, but that is not the thing. It's due to Maya. The very experience of anything. So that's what we said. Sadasat Vilakshanam means what? What is available for experience, but in reality which is not there. And therefore, what is experience? And therefore, it is asat vilakshanam. Asat means not experienceable. Like my horn on my head. It is not experienceable. So we call it asat. And therefore, this pramatruttam, ahankara, definitely it is experience. I say I'm knower. No one can deny it also. Correct? That's true. And therefore, it is experienceable. It's directly experienced, no problem. And therefore, it is asad vilakshanam. But then, you say pramata is reality. No, it is sad vilakshanam also. It is not just asad vilakshanam, it is sad vilakshanam also. And therefore, sad asad vilakshanam mithya. And that is what we say. So, so basically, pramata is non-separate. What is mithya is non-separate from the satyam. Mithya is satyam. And therefore, kutastha alone as a pramata knows. And therefore, we are telling you the mixture knows. Because mixture cannot be separated as such. And therefore, just Chidabhasa Pramata as an independent reality, no, it cannot. If Pramata is an independent reality, the knowledge of that Pramata about itself is I am Pramata. Pramata will tell I am Pramata. If he says I am Kutastha, that's Adhyasa. And therefore, Kutastha also cannot say. But mere Pramata independently, other than independent reality, other than Kutastha, that Pramata can never say I am Kutastha. And therefore, mixture only says. And therefore, so the Pramata is Mithya. Mithya Pramata gains this knowledge. Then he got a material. He said, oh, Mithya Pramata gains Satyam Jnanam. Well, so what are you talking? No, we said Mithya Pramata gains Mithya knowledge. Mithya Pramata cannot gain Satyam knowledge. Mithya Pramata gains Mithya Jnanam. Oh, then this Atma Jnanam is Mithya. Then what about the moksha given by Atma Jnanam? Well, that is also Mithya. We effortlessly are telling, and therefore he was very much upset. So Mithya Pramata gains Mithya Prama, and basically, and the moksha also is Mithya. That's what the question was in the 17th verse. So then we answered also, we explained him. See, the moksha is Mithya. What do you mean by moksha? We are asking him. Because he said, your moksha is Mithya. So we said, yes, our moksha is Mithya. Correct. Then he said, then we said, what do you mean by moksha? He said, samsara nivrutti. Okay, so if moksha is samsara nivrutti, then definitely samsara nivrutti also is Mithya. If samsara nivrutti is Mithya, samsara is Mithya. So, Vedanta, do you think this samsara or the bondage or all this is Mithya? Yeah, we are saying it is Mithya. Why? We said, if samsara is Satyam, we have to close all the institutions, Vedantic institutions. There is no point in discussing what is Satyam, because it's not going to go away. What is Satyam is not going to go away. Therefore, why should we try? Why should I talk about Pancadasi, and why should you listen to this? Nothing is required. Abadhitam Satyam, which will never go away. That's what it is. Therefore, samsara is Mithya. Samsara nivrutti is Mithya, which is moksha. Moksha is Mithya. The whole thing is a drama. Pancadasi class, a teacher of a Pancadasi and the listeners of a Pancadasi and this Pramana, Pancadasi Shastra, and the very class, everything is just a drama. It is literally a drama. Believe me. It's a Mithya. At their level of experience, everything is there. I am a Pramata, and there is a teacher, and there is a Pramana, Pancadasi, and then I am going to get Prama. Everything is at experiential level. There is nothing more than that. Just as a blue ocean, or just as a sunrise which you experience, same whole thing. Mithya bondage, Mithya samsara, and Mithya samsara nivrutti, for that Mithya jnanam. In fact, Mithya jnanam. That's what even Bhashyakara says in Brahma Sutra. Yeah, Mithya jnanam. They say mithya jnanam also. They divide it, I mean, they break the word in both the ways. Mithya ajnanam. Ajnanam is mithya, and therefore the adhyasa is mithya, this granthi is mithya, ahankara is mithya. Everything is mithya. Atma is never, never, never touched. Asanga Atma is all the time like this. But while you know that you are Asanga, that's a great glory. And that's what then we said. Then he asked, how this mithya moksha can remove samsara? Well, Vidyaranya says mithya moksha removes mithya samsara. And so there is a mithya chidabhasa, and this mithya pramatrutvam, mithya brahmajnanam, and mithya moksha, by which I give up mithya bandha. Therefore, the seekers who are really worried, sometimes the seekers are, they feel as they have a sense of dejection. Swamiji, when will I get moksha? That question itself is mithya, because you are free. Believe me, it's like that. More we nourish this question to get an answer, more we are away from Vedanta. This question itself is mithya. It has no substance. When will I get moksha? Means there is a real bondage, and when it goes away, then moksha will come. The bondage itself is just at experiential level. There is no bondage at all. Na nirodho, na cha utpattihi, na baddho, na cha sadhakaha, na mumukshuhu, na vai muktaha, ittesha paramarthata. This is what the reality is. So there is no question of when will I become free? When will this bondage go? When will this ignorance will go? Yeah, this is a whole play. Whole thing is play. It's a drama. And we gave an example also that when there is a hunger in a dream, definitely you require a dream food only. That food which is there in your refrigerator or in your kitchen in a waking world, well, that is not going to come to your help, because that is satyam. For that satyam food will not help for mithya hunger which is there in the dream. You need only dream food. And therefore, to remove this mithya ajnanam or this mithya adhyasa, whatever. So adhyasa means mithya. Anyway, so definitely for mithya bandha nivrutti, you definitely require mithya jnanam only. So Brahma jnanam is mithya. Shastra is mithya. Pramana is mithya. The very teacher is mithya. Everything is mithya. Everything is mithya. Whole in process, no, whatever the factors are there in a knowing process, all are mithya. There is only one reality, ekameva advitiyam. There is nothing other than that. And that reality is never affected by this mithya. Being mithya cannot be affected. And therefore, well, so ignorant person doesn't, but then why I'm trying to, then no, why should I now attend your class? Because mithya bandha, mithya moksha, why should I attend your class? That's true. That's very true. If you say this bondage is mithya, you are free. But are you able to say that? No, I feel bondage is real. That's what it is. To convert satya bandha into mithya is the process. To convert satyam, but satyam cannot be converted into mithya. But who says? It is already mithya. You take it as a satyam. That's your error. That's the error. Satyam is understood as a mithya. Satyam is understood as mithya, not almost gone, and mithya is understood as a satyam. That's the thing. So reverse it. That is for that purpose the whole thing is. So therefore, ignorant person doesn't know it is mithya, and wise person does not remove what is mithya. That's what it is. Ignorant person does not know that bandhanam is mithya, and wise person does not remove what is mithya. He just converts. Wise person does not do anything. He just does not do anything. Convert whole satyam into mithya. That's all it is. convert really which is mithya, but he has taken, due to ignorance, he has taken as satyam into mithya. That's how it is. That's how a snake on a rope, which I took it as a real, should be converted into mithya by the torch. That's all that it is. It is just a, by seeing adhishthanam, the whole thing becomes mithya. Parmata is mithya because the adhishthanam is kutastha, everything. So tadrushena api bodhena, even by this mithya knowledge, samsara vinivartate, samsara happily goes away. Because samsara all is of the same category, in terms of reality. So mithya jnanam is more than enough to remove mithya bandhanam. And yakshano rupo balihi iti laukikaha vadanti. Iti laukikaha janaha vadanti. Yakshano rupo balihi, offering of a naivedya to a deity will depend upon the type of deity. So, well, definitely, so for a Rajasic devata, Rajasic deity, naivedya, etc., as the deity is, so the offering is. That's a rule. Similarly, as the problem is, the problem is mithya, samsara, etc. is mithya, bandhanam problem is mithya, so the solution also is mithya. So mithya, your question was, mithya pramata, how will gain knowledge? What is it? We said mithya. Then the moksha gained through that knowledge also is what? We say mithya. That's how it is. So, as the problem is, so the solution is. So, like if a waker's hunger, we need a waker's food, waking state, waking world food. And for dream's hunger, we require only dream food. That food will not help here, this food will not help there. That's all it is. That's what we say. So, iti laukikaha janaha, yakshanurupo balihi, iti laukikaha janaha means this is the proverb for a worldly people. So, may you gain mithya jnanam with mithya Pancadasi, with mithya acharya, etc., etc. And now, verse 18, we are seeing. So, here, what is the meaning of this first half of this mantra? So, Purusha. So, Purusha means here we have to now say it as a Abhasa Purusha or Sakutastha Purusha, Abhasa Kanchuka Saita Purusha, etc. So, the one, Purusha means a mixture, Kutastha, along with the Mithya Pramatratva, Mithya Pramata or Mithya Chidabhasa. That is the meaning of word Purusha. He only knows. So like traffic police only, so Kutastha cannot have a power to know. But when he wears a coat, definitely he gets a power, right? Knowing is power, like Jnana Shakti. How come you said Kutastha cannot know anything? Then how Kutastha knows about that? You say Kutastha is a reality. Yeah, Kutastha assumes a role. Kutastha wears a uniform of a Pramata. Then he gains a power. And like a traffic police, when he wears uniform, he gets power. Well, then only car stops. Otherwise, in a civil dress, if he is there on the in India, sometimes nobody listens. So somebody said, my father is a wrestler, a stopping car with one hand. We said, wow. And then we said, how? Then he said, well, he's a traffic police. So this is how, with one car, he stops. A big wrestler. So same person in the home, and he comes out and stands even on the crossroads, nobody listens to him. But when he wears a uniform, he gets a power to stop any vehicle. Same way, Kutastha cannot know this. Kutastha can't remove samsara, no power. But when Kutastha assumes uniform, wears a uniform of a pramata, any uniform is mithya, we will take it that way. Anyway, and person is real. And uniform, of course, is mithya. Anyway, so that is how he is able to do. So, as such, Kutastha is useless. I Kutastha put on Chidabhasa uniform. I become a knower. And so, Sakutastha, along with this Kutastha, Chidabhasa, which is along with the Kutastha, Tam Vivichya, with the help of this Pramatratvam, he does the Viveka of himself. That, well, I am not really a Pramata, I'm Kutastha with a uniform of a Pramata. He knows himself and he says, I am Kutastha. He can say that. And so he can Vivichya. Satyamithya Viveka he can do, and definitely he realizes that I am Kutastha. I'm just, this Pramatrutam is empirical reality of myself. So Kutastha asmi iti vijnatum arhati. Se vijaniyat. Atmanum chet vijaniyat ayam asmi iti purushaha. Right? Purushaha, this person, this mixture with the Kutastha, with a uniform of a pramata, well, he is able to know. So vijaniyat, he should know. So Vidyaranya says vijnatum arhati. Kutastha asmi, ayam Kutastha aham asmi iti vijnatum arhati. This person should know this Kutastha as Atma. So in mantra that is Vijaniyat, here Vidyaranya very silently says Vijnatum Arhati. Now here this Vijaniyat is a should know. Now when Shastra says something should know, etc., that's a commandment. Actually they call it as a Vidhi. Yeah. Like Dharmam Chara, etc. Right? So Dharmam Chara, may one should perform, may one should follow Dharma. Satyam Vada, may one should speak truth. So all this is Vidhi. So like Purushaha Atmanam Vijaniyat, this person, basically this individual, should know this Atma. So here this is Vidhi. If Vidhi is there, means it is indicating a karma. And therefore there will be a karma phala. If you follow Vidhi, you will get punyam. If you don't follow Vidhi, you will incur papam. And therefore, well, if it should be taken as a Vidhi Vakya. And then if it is a Vidhi Vakya, and if you really know, then definitely you will gain punyam. And that punyam, well, which is a karma phala, well, ultimately results into moksha. Therefore, moksha is a karma phala. And therefore, that's how we say. Basically, one should definitely, this knowledge will not help. You are gaining moksha through knowledge, you are saying, but actually this is a vidhi, and you follow the vidhi, you follow the commandment of the Shastra, you get punyam. And as a punya, you are gaining as a moksha, and moksha is a karma phala. It was a big discussion, huge discussion in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also. This kind of a discussion comes even in a Brahma Sutra also. Of course, in Brahma Sutra that comes in a different context. Atmavare drishtavya. Same Brihadaranyaka Vakya only. Atmavare drishtavya. One should see Atma. Therefore, Atmavare shrotavya. One should listen to Atma. And therefore, all Vidhi Vakya. Should listen to, should contemplate upon, should do mananam, etc. So, all this shows a Vidhi. And you really do that, you gain punya, and as a punya, as a karma phala, you will get moksha, therefore moksha is a karma phala. And therefore, Vedantin cannot accept this. So, how will you interpret then? Well, there in Brihadaranyaka it's a big discussion, but the thing ultimately is this, that, basically it is not a vidhi. It is vidhi chaya. It's a shadow of that vidhi. There is no vidhi. Why? Because in knowledge there cannot be vidhi. Vidhi, vidhanam, commandment is always addressed to a karta, one who has a free will. Right? When you say, Swamiji, you should speak truth, means what? You are telling me to a speaker that and because since I have a free will, as a speaker I have free will that I may speak wrong also. Speak a lie also. Therefore you are telling me that Swamiji, you should speak truth. But basically, this any vidhi or nisheda is always addressed to a karta, one who has a free will. In knowing, there is no free will. Free will is suspended. Knower has no free will. You have a free will to attend the class. That's true. But once you come here in front of me and once I start speaking, your free will is suspended. As a knower, there is no free will. If I know there is a free will, well, it's fine. But I don't have a free will in knowing an object other than what object is. Like if I'm going to a forest and really I come across a tiger, and it is just 10 feet away from me, and at that time, I say, no, 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 there is no tiger. It is just a goat. It's not going to help. No free will. What the object is, I should know it as it is. That's how it is. Purusha Tantra is a karma. Vastu Tantra is a jnana. So knowledge is always Vastu Tantra. Tantra means I dependent upon. Knowledge is always dependent upon the Vastu. As the Vastu is, you know it. As the Vastu is, if you don't know it, is in fact it's a Brahma. So as the Vastu is, you know it. And karma is a Purusha Tantra. Kartum, akartum, anyatha va kartum. Their free will. So therefore, Vidhi Nisheda is addressed to a Karta in Karma Kanda, who is a Karta. And therefore, basically, but here we are talking about knowledge. Atma vare drashtavya shrotavya, etc. Or here in case of a Vijaniyat, one should know, and knower has no free will. And therefore, this cannot be taken as a Vidhivakya. Shastra cannot address a knower that you should know like this. Shastra cannot say. And therefore, this is not a Vidhi. And therefore, moksha is not a karma phala, basically. So we call it as a Vidhi Chaya. It is just a shadow of a Vidhi. It's not really Vidhi. Anyway, so it's a long discussion in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also. In Brahma Sutra, while discussing Vyasacharya about, discussing about this Atma Vare Drashtavya, etc., that also he says it is not a Vidhi. But here we take it just as it's a commandment. Vijaniyat, Vignatum Arhati. One should know this Atma. So Purushaha Atmanam Vijaniyat, Purushaha Atmanam Vignatum Arhati. Purushaha should know this Atma. We don't enter into the discussion here. Vidyaranya does not enter. He just takes that as a commandment. But in Upanishad, of course, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, as well as in Brahma Sutra, there is a big discussion. Anyway, iti, in this manner, Shrutihi Abhyathat, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad commands to know what? Ayam Ahamasmi. Ayam Purusha. Ayam is this Kutastha is Ahamasmi. Now, so we have completed from Atmanam Chet Vijaniyat Ayamasmi iti Purusha. In this sentence of that mantra, we have completed Purusha, meaning of the word Purusha and meaning of the word Vijaniyat. Now he is going to take up word Ayam in verse number 19. Asandigdha viparyastha bodho dehatmanikshate tadvadatreti nirnetum ayamiti abhidhiyate. Ayamiti abhidhiyate. So ayamiti abhidhiyate. So these two words have been commented upon. Purushaha, what is the meaning of Purusha? Which is a mixture, in which of course Kutastha is a reality and Pramata or Chidabhasa etc. is a mithya thing, non-separate from it. And so Kutastha, assuming the role of a Pramata, knows this Kutastha, that I am Kutastha etc. Knows the Atma is a Kutastha, And Vijaniyat means Vignatum Arhati, means let us take it as a commandment, means he should know. So this Purusha should know Atma as a Kutastha. Now, how should one know? That is answered here. So, back this question we are introducing word Ayam. Ayam Ahamasmi. This Kutastha is I am. Atmanam means Kutastha Chaitanyam. Atmanam word in this mantra means Kutastha Chaitanyam is Ayam Aham. So this Kutastha is I am. So in this manner one should know. So what is the significance of this word I am here? So he gives an answer that this word basically signifies a clear and direct knowledge. Not that some Kutastha is known as Atma, etc. So to indicate the proximity, aparokshatvam, basically, I am is used. Because the meaning of word I am, literal meaning of word I am is this. This means which is very direct, which is aparoksha. So I am ahamasmi. Oh, this Kutastha is I am. That shows, this Kutastha is very proximate, which is aparoksha. And what kind of and clear knowledge? Therefore, to indicate that also it has this ayam word is used. When you say this, like you do this kind of a gesture and towards me and Swami, this Swami. So I am Swami means you are seeing very clearly, which is in front of you, which you are directly experiencing. You can say like that. So this kutastha, which is directly experienced, and that kutastha is in the form of this aham. Okay, so he says here to this significance of the word ayam is this: asandigdha aviparyasta bodha, without doubt and without vagueness, clarity. Well, one should gain this knowledge, and such a kind of knowledge we have. A doubtless and without any vagueness, any knowledge we have. Like you are talking about Atmajnanam, but do we have any knowledge for which is free from the doubt and which is free from any vagueness? Do we have that? Yeah, we have. This asandigdha aviparyasta bodha jnanam we have with regard to which subject matter? Dehatmani. This deha is atma. Well, that knowledge is very free from any doubt for me right now in a state of ignorance. Well, of course, I say I am deha. When I ask a person, where are you? He says, well, I am here in your room. Very clearly says. So, what I, Atma, he uses for a deha, and he doesn't have that doubt. Oh, what did I say to Swami? I said, I am in your room. I miss this is Atma and that is Kutastha and that is Sarvavyapi. I did a mistake. He doesn't feel he has done any mistake. Very clear, crystal clear knowledge he has. Dehatmani. So, Dehatmani means Deha eva Atma iti Vishay. It's a Vishay Saptami. So, with regards to that, this Deha alone is Atma, I have a asandigdha aviparyasta bodha. I have already this bodha, knowledge, which is free from doubt and free from vagueness. Clear knowledge I have. Well, so before coming to Vedanta, this kind of knowledge I have, samshaya rahit jnanam. So, such a kind of a knowledge I should gain for kutastha ahamasmi. Not deha ahamasmi, but kutastha ahamasmi. Tadvat means in the same manner. So, I am kutastha also should be aviparyasta asandigdha jnanam. So, I am kutastha, that kind of a knowledge should be free from any doubt or free from any vagueness. So, atra means here in kutastha vishaye, tadvat atra means asmin vishaye. With kutastha vishaye, also I should have same kind of knowledge. Nirnetum, to reveal this idea, ayam iti abhidhiyate. So, to reveal this idea, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad uses the word ayam in the mantra. Ayam iti abhidhiyate. Iti abhidhiyate means is mentioned. Word ayam is mentioned means, the Purushaha Atmanam Vijaniyat. Purusha should know this kutastha, that this ayam, aham, means ayam is used. Aham, of course, will be there. But ayam is used to indicate that your knowledge about yourself as a kutastha should be free from vagueness and free from any doubt. For that purpose, word ayam also is used along with aham also. Clear? Is it clear? So, this is how it has been told. Verse 20. Dehatmajnanavad jnanam dehatmajnanabadhakam atmanyeva bhavedyasya sanechannapi muchyate. So, in support of this interpretation, that ayam is used for this purpose only to indicate asandigdha aviparyasta bodha, Vidyaranya quotes Upadesha Sahasri verse and the 4th chapter, 5th verse. Upadesha Sahasri has two parts. Somehow, one is in a verse form and the second is a prose form. One is all verses, other is like all descriptive. So, Padya Vibhaga, Gadya Vibhaga, both are there in Upadesha Sahasri, written by Bhashakar. Shankaracharya's last grantha, they say like that. Very, very difficult text, of course, very difficult. Generally, that's how teachers teach Upadesh Sahasri at the end. Anyway, so here Vidyaranya quotes this Upadesh Sahasri verse in order to support his interpretation regarding the word ayam. He wants to indicate that word ayam is used by in a mantra for the sense of gain. I mean, the knowledge should be free from any doubt and vagueness to indicate that, well, the word ayam is used. And he's supporting through this Upadesh Sahasri mantra also. Shloka. What is said here, Shankaracharya mentioned in that verse that, well, I am Brahman must be as sure as I am the body. Right now, I am the body is very definite. Same way I am Kutastha should be definite. That's all. That's what has been told in this verse. So it says, Dehatma Jnanavat. Dehatma Jnanavat. Deha eva Atma iti Jnanavat. So I am the body. I will for this knowledge. Well, what means like this knowledge. Deha eva Atma. So I am this body. I don't require any nididhyasana. I don't do any meditation for that. I am father, husband, mother, etc. Very effortlessly we say. So that shows that we have so much clarity about that this Deha alone is Atma. I have Nishtha in this local biodata. And but we have another biodata also that is given by Vedanta, right? That you are Brahman. So you add in that biodata, spiritual biodata, etc. So Nanta Pragnam, na Bahish Pragnam, na Ubhayata Pragnam. Well, that is also your biodata. So this should be also a fact for you. Like a local biodata is Dehatma Jnanavat. So, well, you say I'm an engineer, I'm this, that, etc., etc. So this also should be a fact for you. Atmani eva. So Dehatma Jnanavat Atmani. We have to take it like this. Dehatma Jnanavat is in the first line. Atmani eva is in the second line. So Dehatma Jnanavat Atmani. Atmani again that Vishaya Saptami. Dehatma Jnanavat Atma Vishaye eva. Yeah. That's how it should be. So with respect to this Atma, with respect to Kutastha, well, I should have eva, means this kind of knowledge only should be there. This sure knowledge should be there. So I am ever free, etc. That knowledge also should be like I am Deha. So clear. Same way I am free, I am Kutastha, etc. That knowledge also should be very clear. Yasya bhavet. Well, one who possesses such a kind of a knowledge, sure knowledge, then definitely, well, he is free. But here one question is there. So, Swamiji, we can have both the types of knowledges. So you are saying Deha eva Atma, that is very clear knowledge. And now you are saying I am Atma or I am a Kutastha, that also should be clear. Can I have both the types of knowledge? That knowledge which is clear already, that I am fine. Now this knowledge also I will get and gain clarity also. So I am Deha also is very clear, and I am Kutastha also will be clear. So both knowledge can be kept together or not. Can I have both the types of knowledge? Well, because generally a local biodata we really like, people have fallen in love with this local biodata, and therefore, so like I'm grandfather. Whenever you think of that, you are a grandfather, you have a grandson who is Swamiji. My grandson is so smart. My grandson, the people do like, my grandson is so smart. He's very small. He's still just 2-year-old, but he has so much. So when person says that I am grandfather, he is feeling some proud. He's feeling proud about himself, and so that's a local biodata, in which I am Deha is very clear. And well, now through Pancadasi, etc., I will gain this Jnana. Aham Brahmasmi also. I am Kutastha, etc. Let both can be together. What's the problem? Why you are saying that should go? Which already it is clear to me. Why should I remove it? So let it be there. No. They are diagonally opposite. Why? Deha eva Atma and Dehi Atma cannot go together. Deha Atma and Dehi Atma cannot go together. Yeah. Deha eva Atma. So the physical body's Atma is one thing, and the indweller of the physical body is Atma is another thing. How can we go together? And therefore, so one has to displace other. So Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam. See this. Dehatma Jnanavat Atmani Eva Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam. Like this Deha Eva Atma Jnanam is very clear. Same way Atmani Eva, with regard to this Atma Kutastha, if I have Jnanam, Atmani Eva Jnanam, Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam. That will definitely displace Deha Eva Atma. So, for a person who has got this Brahmatma Jnanam, well, he says, what happens? Muchyate, he will be liberated. He will be free from samsara, that's all. He will be free from the notion of a limitation, that I am a limited being. Well, he becomes free. Becomes free from all kinds of limitation. But suppose someone says, well, I don't want this jnanam. Then what is there? Then do karma. What can we say? Well, enjoy fatherhood, etc. Don't complain. Or don't enjoy grandfatherhood. Don't complain. But I am feeling lonely. That will happen. If you won't say I am kutastha, loneliness will come. Hey, what are you saying? What kind of a shrapam you are giving to us? What are you? We really don't like you. No, because if you say I am individual, loneliness walks along with you. No choice. If you say I am everything, no loneliness. If you say I am individual, I don't want your knowledge, I am kutastha, I am Brahman, etc. Well, then loneliness will continue along with you. So if you say you are ahankara, etc., you are deha, etc., dehatma jnanam, you want to retain, there is no question that you are free from this loneliness. So drop individuality and get jnanam, or drop the jnanam, retain individuality. Choice is yours. So saha na ichchanapi muchyate. One who gains this clarity, atmani eva jnanam, well, one who gains with regard to, I am Brahm, kutastha, etc., that kind of a jnanam one gains. Crystal clear knowledge, like the deha is atma, is very crystal clear. If one gains this, dehi is atma, well, definitely, saha, that person, na ichchanapi, even though he does not desire, still he is liberated. What can you do? Because kutastha is free. He knows kutastha clearly, and yet he says, well, I don't want mukti. That's not possible, because kutastha is free. Free from all limitations. That's how kutastha is Brahman. Free from all limitation. What is limitless is Brahman. And therefore, basically, you become free automatically. That's your nature. And you gain clarity. Oh, this indweller is this Brahman. And therefore, na ichchanapi, even if you don't desire, you will become free. So this is how it is. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.